Hi there, my Battlefield friends and fans, and welcome back to Battlefield Hardline. Today I want to talk a bit about the HCAR, which is a battle rifle that you can purchase as the Enforcer class. I've really enjoyed the battle rifle so far. I love playing as the Enforcer class, and I have primarily used the HCAR and the SA58 OSW. And the time has now come where I wanted to try some new weapons. So I picked the HCAR, a gun I knew really nothing about, so I was in for some surprises. When you first purchase the HCAR, it has the M145 3.4 scope attached, which you see right here. And this is definitely better than any iron sight, as most weapons in this game start out with just an iron sight, and some iron sights are just making it hard to do well. So HCAR stands for Heavy Counter Assault Rifle. It's a lightweight weapon which deals heavy damage but has a large amount of recoil, probably the largest recoil I've experienced in any weapon in Battlefield Hardline, no matter how you use it, and thus I found it the hardest and most challenging weapon in Battlefield Hardline overall. We'll get into the reasons a bit later. So let's first compare it to the other two most often used battle rifles, the HCAR and the SA58 OSW. So the damage on all three battle rifles is exactly the same. It's 43, which is a lot higher than the assault rifles. The accuracy is 60 on the HCAR, which is higher than the HCAR and the SA50 OSW. And the range is 75 on all three battle rifles. That's a really good range. The stability is 15 versus 10 for the HCAR and 15 for the SA58 OSW. Oh my god, that's such a long gun name. Anyway, so the stability is pretty much the same on all three. The rate of fire, however, is super low on the HCAR. It's only 450. The HCAR has 625 and the SA58 has 650. The magazine size, though, is 30, which is 10 rounds higher than the HCAR and the SA58, which only have 20. And with the big magazine, the high accuracy and the slow rate of fire, you hardly ever have to reload. You most likely die before that happens. Unfortunately, I have a bad habit of reloading more frequently than necessary with any gun, and so you probably see me here reloading in situations where there was no need for it. But I'm working on getting rid of this habit. Easier said than done though, lol. Guns with heavy recoil usually have to be tap fired to get more accurate shots, but with the HCAR, even tap fire didn't seem to make a difference. It took me quite some time getting used to this gun. I tried different fire modes and found that single fire definitely gave me that improved control I was looking for. Also, shooting at a hit more often saved me many times. Right after the first few shots with this gun, you realize that you will need attachments and you will need them fast. And while you are grinding up your way to get the first attachments, you will die a lot. Simply because you will be outgunned by faster and more accurate weapons, even though you probably have the stronger weapon. But if you have been playing Hardline for a while, then you know that a lot of the guns feel crappy until you have all the attachments. And then you often find yourself with a very fun weapon to use, and maybe it even becomes your favorite. Getting those attachments took me a bit longer than expected, just because I couldn't get as many kills in one match as with other weapons. I, however, didn't mind the challenge, as I was recognizing the potential of this gun right from the start. The HCAR definitely feels a lot like a DMR in many ways. In single fire mode, you can take people out from far away with one headshot, and you can actually see the bullet drop just like with sniper rifles. If you have good control over this weapon, it can be extremely accurate and deadly. But before you have the attachments, you will just really struggle getting accurate shots and actually controlling this weapon. And you can see here really well that even when you shoot like just one bullet and you tap very carefully, that the vertical recoil is just extreme, and there's almost nothing you can do to avoid this. So the best situations are always to take out people from a distance or take them out before they actually see you, like for example here. And as you can see here, I finally swapped out the default scope with the SRS02 green dot sight, just so I have a better chance in close quarter situations where I didn't need so much zoom. So the question arises, is it worth to do the grind for the attachments just to find out if you're going to love this gun? I would say yes. If you are a person who likes a bit of a challenge and you don't want to just around with the easiest weapons, or if you are just ready for something new and want to improve your skills, this is definitely one of the weapons to try out and give a chance.
Here's one.
A heavy barrel and a vertical grip, my two favorite attachments by the way. The weapon control improved dramatically, and that's when I finally got the courage and confidence to use this gun in smaller maps and close quarter situations. The HCAR actually performed surprisingly well, especially since you can easily get pretty good hip shots with it. I actually used the HCAR on every single map that's available in Battlefield Hardline to really test out its full potential. Most people will probably use the HCAR on larger, wide open maps, but it really depends on your skill level and how you use the weapon. Once you get used to it, you can use it on every map really. And again, like I mentioned in another video, using a challenging weapon like this in every situation and map can really improve your skills. Will it outperform other weapons and other situations? No, definitely not, but you will have an advantage in some situations, and it just feels insanely good to do well with a challenging weapon than with a spray and pray weapon. So here I finally have all the attachments unlocked, and the improved control is very noticeable. I'm not saying this gun is going to become very easy to use, but when you compare it to some of the assault rifles, this gun, when fully tricked out, can actually perform better, especially because if it's higher damage, longer range, and better accuracy. When I did a bit of reading about the HCAR in Battlefield Hardline, I learned that they recommended the angle grip as it is supposed to improve tap fire. I went ahead and tried the angle grip, but I found out that the gun performed worse than with the vertical grip. So I personally would definitely recommend the vertical grip. If you have used the HCAR successfully, I would really love to hear from you about your favorite attachments for this gun and how you actually use it. So just leave me a comment, will ya? I greatly appreciate that. So enough talk about the HCAR. I have a few more clips here, but I wanted to actually also mention the patch which released yesterday, and you probably installed it, or you know, unless you didn't play but you were otherwise forced to install it, as we all know. And this fixed a lot of things. I did personally not think that there was anything wrong with this game. I didn't run into any issues or frustrations. I just loved the game the way it is, but there were a few things that they had to fix. And a few of them are, for example, the team deathmatch spawn points were kind of crazy. I don't really play team deathmatch, so I never noticed that. But they extended the length of the conquest matches, which I appreciate because I did notice that the conquest matches were a bit short. And they adjusted some overpowered weapons, which I don't know which one they are, because I feel all the guns in this game are really good. Maybe besides maybe two or so, a couple of them. They also adjusted the battle packs to give out more collectibles and vouchers and less boosts. Yes, that's great. I don't really care about the battle packs so much. Didn't really apply to me either. They also reduced the rate at which the couch can be repaired. That couch you can drive in and actually kill people with. I never used that couch. I don't really play Hotwire. But if you do and you have used the couch, that's the news. So, however, even though I didn't really need those fixes personally, I feel it's good that developers are listening to the community and try to make this game better. I'm definitely not complaining about fixes and updates that will make this great better and better and better and greater. And I personally am so ready for new maps at this point. I can't wait. And they also announced a new map, but I think it goes first into CTE. That's the community test environment. And, you know, again, it's only for PC, and I don't understand why they always just make this available for the PC. It's like we console gamers don't really have a say in any changes and feedback and updates. So I kind of went to the forums and I just told them, hey, you know, make this available to consoles. And I think if we console gamers stick together and we really push for being part of the community test environment, we may actually get it, because there are a ton of console gamers, and I think there are more console gamers playing this game than PC gamers, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, we'll see what the future brings. I hope you enjoyed this little introduction in the HCAR battle rifle, and I hope if you haven't tried it, you'll give this a try. Happy gaming, and see you next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.